What's up, guys? Q&A time. I want to get through all of these, and because I usually deep dive on things and ramble a little bit, I'm going to try to do a rapid fire Q&A. I'm not sure exactly how many questions we have. I think in the 30-ish plus range. So let's get into it. Dustin asks, Android app dropping today? Yes. OTR nutrition tracking app for Android is out in the Google Play Store. Check it. Dan asks, what's a good low-fat, no-fat ice cream dessert? Basically, any frozen yogurt has low-fat or no-fat, and it's going to be pretty much straight carbs with a little bit of protein. Ben & Jerry's makes a couple good froyos. The original at Pinkberry is like a little bit tart, and if you put fruit on it, that's really good. I like that. 16 handles, like any of those where you go in the line and make your own, those are amazing. But any froyo. Corey asks, have you seen... or you seem to promote low fat. What are your thoughts on ketogenic, high fat, low carb? I'm down 35 pounds in 3.5 months on keto. That's amazing. Good for you, man, for real. I have nothing against keto. For a lot of people, it's not super convenient for their lifestyle to keep carbohydrates low enough so that they fall into ketosis. And for higher, like a little bit higher volume training, if you're into that, having carbs is going to help support training performance. But in general, I'm not against ketosis. I just don't think it makes sense for most people's lives. Amy asks, how's your love life going? Is Ben & Jerry's treating you? My love life's non-existent for over a month. I'm just, like, I'm actually married to the grind. Ben asks, I train at 6 a.m., fasted, and then have a post-training shake. Real food comes at noon. Should I use BCAAs pre and during? Yeah, any fasted strength training, take 10 grams of BCAAs before. I want to say they're like 60 to 70 cents per serving. Like, to prevent catabolism, it just makes sense. To prevent gluconeogenesis, especially if you're a little bit low carb, if you're depleted, the chances of the body turning protein into an energy source and using those amino acids from your muscles, it's just like the more volume you're doing too. I said I wasn't going to deep dive. Yeah, take 10 grams of BCAAs. Diego asks when we're getting shirts. June 15th. I will have shirts ready by June 15th. Locked myself in. Eric asks thoughts on calisthenics. I'm cool with them. I don't do them myself, but get it. Roy has 3 questions. What is your past job? Uh-oh, the light coming in. My old guy David would be mad about this, but it's a one-take Q&A. My past job, I audited public companies' financial statements for a Big 4 accounting firm. 2, how do you know so much about nutrition and fitness? I actually want to rank like which of these I think is most important. Number 1, about nutrition and fitness. So nutrition stuff and training stuff. Nutrition stuff, number 1 is definitely reading, primarily like blogs and forums in the 2005 to 2010 range. For training, probably a combination, like probably 60% personal experience and 40% training clients in the gym. Like, I learned a lot on myself from the ages of 16 to 22, 23, but then like working out with friends in college and training clients on the gym floor after I quit my job, like I learned a lot about training there too. I went to college to become an accountant. I got a master's in accounting, which is a 5-year program, and the 5th year is just a victory lap where you pay an inflated tuition and drink a lot. Courtney says, what are you afraid of, and can you share a funny story? I'm going to go the complete opposite route here. I'm not going to share a funny story. So one thing that I actually am semi-afraid of on a daily basis is when I go in public bathrooms that are like at old gas stations, so maybe not on a daily basis, but public bathrooms that have like a weird door handle, right? If it's like old or if it's beat up or there's like a weird lock contraption, or if I'm in a foreign country and like the lock is weird. I remember there's one in London in Starbucks. I'm afraid that the door's going to lock and I'm not going to be able to get back out of the bathroom, and that no one's ever going to come for me and I'm going to die in there. That's like something and it comes from this weird fear of abandonment issue, which probably is the reason I'm not a super great employer and not a good boyfriend at all, and a lot of other areas it impacts my life, but that's something I'm afraid of. Jamie asks, does alcohol affect fat loss, even in a deficit? If so, what can one do to enjoy a drink? So I wrote a 4-part series on this. I will link below. The Alcohol Regimen, it's called. This is not rapid fire. Anastasia asks about my apartment tour. I'll link the video below. I did do a little NYC apartment tour. Only be here 2 more months. Courtney says, okay, how effective was your self-promotion on Bumble? So I did try to use online dating apps as distribution for my personal brand. It wasn't super successful. Would you ever do a bodybuilding competition like a fitness model category? I've just never had the desire to. Like, I really, since like the age of 21 or 22, lifting hasn't been about looking good or getting a better physique for me. It's that lifting makes the rest of my life better when I'm chasing a goal. Like, I've been content with the way my body looks for a long time. So no, to get on stage and like get compared to other dudes and like get judged on that, I'm not saying I won't, because I might get the itch at some point, but I never have. Who's your favorite Harry Potter character in the books and movies? What up, Rodney? Harry. And like, I identify with the protagonist in 99% of fiction stories. What's your favorite exercise? It was always weighted chins, because that's what I was like really good at. But probably some kind of overhead pulling motion. I just think like lat and arm development. That, like, whenever I'm given if you could only do one exercise for the rest of your life, it's some sort of overhead pull, a pull up or a chin up. What is your favorite recreation? It's still hockey. I haven't had the skates on in a year, which is so sad, but it is. Corey asks, bro, do you ever do cardio? If so, what do you like? And do you approach it the way you approach resistance training? Yes, I do, but not often do I do it intentionally. I've been in a surplus for a long time. I'm going to be in a surplus for another 8 or 9 months. I walk, so I will intentionally not take a cab, which would take 16 minutes, but instead walk, which would take 33 minutes. So I'm net saving time when I do cardio compared to doing cardio at a random time of the day. And I like walking. I like lifts. I'll do sprints if I'm angry, like 3 or 4 times a year, but low intensity, steady state. I love walking. I like doing it outside. Been good managing nutrition via macros, but haven't found it as easy to track progress in the gym. Tips on program design, and buy one of those notebooks and bring it with you and literally write down everything you do. As far as tracking, like, it just do it, man, right? Like, you know the names, I did this many sets, date, exercise name, 3 by 8, 3 sets of 8 reps, put your rest time if you're tracking that, and then you can put little notes in the margin, like went well, go up next time, felt really good, felt really heavy, stay here. But it's just do it. Hey, Mike Vacanti, my question is, what do you use to get your hair to stay like that? Product? This. Are you sharing why you aren't training Gary anymore and why Jordan is now? Just curious, man. Bryce, what's up, brother? I actually did a separate video about this, but super briefly, and I don't want to sound like, I don't care if I sound like an arrogant dick. I took this job to grow my business. It was a 2-year commitment, and our 2 years is up, and I remember having a very, very vivid memory of a conversation with Dick Talons, the co-founder of Photocracy. I'm still tired from getting this. Not enough cardio I'm doing. I had a conversation with Dick Talons, and it was when Gary offered me the position. He was the first person I talked to about it. And I was like, bro, like this could be huge. His brand is huge. Like, it's an all-in kind of thing. I would learn so much from him. I'd be around him every day. And Dick was like kind of came from the angle of, you just stopped training in the gym. Your online business just got big enough. Like, are you sure you want to give up that freedom? And like, you're going to be spending time in an office. You quit the accounting job because you hate the office life. And so it was a balance of the upside of being this close to this person who might be super beneficial and who like blew expectations out of the water, versus giving up freedom was the downside. And at this point, it's time. I'm ready. I feel like the 3.5 or 4 hours a day or whatever it is that I spend on GV stuff can be more effectively used to grow my business. And I don't know if I'm right, and time will tell, but my feet, like, it's time. The 2 years is up. There was maybe a conversation about extending. I didn't jump on it, and I'm making a bet on myself that I can use that time to continue to grow my brand. And just to completely abandon the deep dive thing, what that means is use that time to create content native on platforms. Like, I want to, and I'm not officially done until July, just to be clear, but I really want to execute everywhere. I want to have multiple short, shareable, captioned Facebook videos get going up every single day. I want to have one YouTube vlog every single day. I want to have way more better fitness content on my website. I just want to be crushing it on every platform, because I was talking to GV about this. Getting to whatever, there's like a point in attention and how much attention you have. And that means email lists, that means website traffic, that means Snapchat story views, that means Instagram followers, Twitter followers, whatever. Getting to a certain point is actually the harder part. Once you're at that point, you're probably good enough if you got to that point, unless you bought followers. But like, if you got to that point, you're probably good enough. So it's execute. It's keep putting content out native to the platform that helps people, and then keep helping people in comments, in email, in everywhere. And like, it just leads to this. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go execute. All right, Twittersphere, who's worth following that's like-minded and legit, like Muscle for Life and Mike? It's not a question, but thank you. What do you bench press? That's a great question. My max on bench is embarrassing. So I weigh, when I did it, I probably weighed in the low to mid 170s, but barbell bench for a rep with 275 pounds. I did, what was the last, because the last time I trained barbell bench was 18 months ago. I did 115s on the dumbbells for 5 when I was in Vegas, so that was a couple months back. On a flat bench, I've been doing more incline lately, so my horizontal and my vertical pressing are pretty shit. Matt asks, how much planning do you put into each day, week, month, etc.? Are you a counterpuncher like Gary Vee? I always want to plan. I always think I should be planning, but it's usually a waste of time. Like, it's probably 2 hours a week, but yeah, it's probably 2 hours a week. But I find that it should be less than it is, because I use planning as a form of procrastination. I use planning as a way to not actually do the work. Oh, I'm going to make the perfect schedule for tomorrow. No. Idiot. You know what you have to do tomorrow. Go do it. Go do the first thing that you know you have to do. Don't strategize the optimal way to get all the things done. Or spend 15 minutes and write everything down and then do it. Idiot me, not you, bro. Yep, tweeting about the Android version. Let's go. About to change training programs, and I'm going to be... updated. About to change training programs, and I'm going to be lifting 6x a week, from 6x a week to 3 to 4x. Struggling with idea that this can still help my goal of fat loss. Thoughts? Can someone back off the weights by 2 to 3? You're going from 6x to 3 to 4x. Can you still make progress? Yes. What exotic animal would you pick to have as a pet, and why? I'm not my back to the commitment thing and the trust thing. It's why I can't pick a place to live. It's why I'm in Airbnb for a month in a lot of places. It's why my longest relationship in the last however many years is 4 months long. I just don't. There are no pets in my immediate future. How many months living expenses did you have saved up before you quit your job and started OTR? 22 months. I remember very vividly. And more Android OTR app love. Thank you guys for the questions. See you tomorrow.